Thank you. Now it's working well. Thank you for joining the session. Yesterday we spoke about policy challenges and technical challenges to set up community networks. And today we are going to talk about why we are doing this, because of course, the reason we are building these networks is to help people get connected, to bring these benefits that the internet open to these people. We realize that the internet in these decades have changed lives, transformed lives of many people. And we are very much aware that there's no reason why rural areas should continue being underserved. The technology is ready. The policy proposals should be the right ones, but we are doing this to help transform people's lives. And today we are going to talk about some of the examples, how this is being effectively done. We have examples from different countries in the region. Yeah, I would not delay it more. I will give the floor to the first speaker, Ucha from Georgia, who will bring the examples to share with us. Please, Ucha.
Again, I was coordinating Georgian community networks into directions, into areas. So what's my question? Why are we doing these projects, and why it's important for our societies, for our I can say the special members of our societies, because they are very remote and they are in the special situation, I can say so. But I'll try to explain first of all who are the people who are doing this these projects on the areas, on the places, on the remote areas. So first of all, the main part of the project is to find local leaders, local champions, people who want to live there, or people who want to stay there, people who don't want to leave their places, so they're living, and they don't want to move to the cities. They don't want to have some they are educated, they are ready for everything, but they have special points, and very difficult to find in our society around of us in the cities, people who want to live not in the big cities, but these people are there, and new generation, there are just few of them. For example, in the Sureti, we have just 5-6 persons who can be more or less interested to do something for their own society, but in Tusheti, just one guy, and he's always traveling, and it's biggest issue for Tusheti project. For example, I told yesterday about the local community members who are ready to take responsibility and move this project forward. In this case, very supportive was USAID funded project when we were traveling with journalists on the planning stage to find these people, because these people are don't like to show themselves. They are polite and special issues. Don't want to, I would say, don't want to show themselves in the social media or whatever. So it was another challenge. But we started creating small videos about their demands. For example, what you want to have, what's your biggest challenges, what's your message to the local state, what's your message to the central stage or society, or to other people of Georgia, your friend somewhere, whatever. Okay, and out of that, we found that these videos in YouTube and the Facebook was very popular. A lot of views, comments, and requests for donation to create special donation points to help them. But donation is a different story because we built about 3 wooden houses for the people who were living in same situation. But to continue this part, so out of that, we created their own non-governmental organizations. They are founders. We are participating as a members, but after 3 years, we left this organization as a founders, but helping remote. So right now, they have this organization. They are doing their own decisions. They are doing some related with the salaries, development, covering, etc. How they had to split, and they have opportunity to help also local kids, scale them. For example, computers, which they have some additional money, or because the business model, they have 500 users. They are getting minimum amount of the internet is about 15 megabit per second per family. We have the 6 schools, also some other state authority offices, but schools are very important, and we have about 120 kids who have special access at home to the internet. But I have to share a few points, and I can stop here. Why we are doing so? For people who are involved on site, it's a volunteering job. It's we are not to exist for funding, for salary, because a lot of people here who are working for community networks. Christine is here, our friends from Greece are here, and our friend also from Central Asia. It's a special activity, and we are doing this for our homeland, because we see that without this help, without this support, these people, yes, we are understanding that we are in the new democracy countries. Georgia is a new democracy country, and some challenges with the state and covering and state services are not always coming to the users of these services. But without all this activity, without volunteering, these people are left without support because they don't have voice to bring this voice to the state. So I can say that these people who are working for community networks are organizing this part as some kind of ambassadors of these people to the state, or because after internet connection, we see that in the Facebook, they're creating special groups, always doing the tax of the local governor, related to some roads, bridges, local challenges, and situations dramatically changed. And even local communities, these very small, remote Highlanders communities, 2 parts, they are united right now, and they have much power. So I can say that this is very important activity, very important job. We are doing this, I can say, for our souls. Maybe it will be much better to highlight this part. And I can say that we have to continue this, because unfortunately, this is in Georgia, we have about 5-6 communities in the same situation, and they always asking and calling. What we have right now from the state. After Tusheti, they sold Georgia's remote, very touristic area, Tusheti, in the New York Times. After that, it was very attractive, I can say easily, for the Minister of Economy, and he told, to do some advertisement in this journal is very expensive for us. It's super amazing. So on the Eurodigit with this, they met Jane, and it was Jane Coffin, and it was also some other members of Internet Society, and they signed memorandum. After that, we get huge money from the state, and they are they cover almost half funding of community networks activity. And the most important part, and I'm done, they wrote in the strategy of broadband development of the country is that very remote areas have to be covered from the state support, and this is the best model also for business sustainability. They did special agreement for Prahar Sureti. They always checking us, helping us, and also local governor is always she's always very helpful, and so this model is working. This is reality. This is real stuff. So I can say that we are going to continue, and want to wish good luck also our colleagues around the globe. Thank you, Adrian.
Thank you, Ucha. I think it's rewarding to listen how we are doing this from a passion, from a belief that this brings good for the people. There are challenges, as you explained, how it is important to identify people who would want to remain living in these rural areas, but they have the technical skills, or they need to have these technical skills developed, and this is a challenge. But there is a passion. You use the word that you do it for your soul, because you believe that you're bringing good, and I think this is a very interesting lesson. So next in the row, we have Halil from the community network in Kyrgyzstan. Please come and explain your story.
Good morning, everyone. Can I get my presentation, please? Internet Society Kyrgyzstan chapter doesn't only work with the community networks. In addition to the community networks, we have other projects that aim to empower not only our community networks, but other rural communities. When we just started building internet for remote places, we noticed that the local population lacks basic digital skills, and after they get internet for themselves, what do is that they only consume media or watch TikTok or use Instagram and just browse the internet. They don't try to learn something, or they don't try to produce any goods. And after that, we came up with a separate project to start educating and trying to build skills for rural population. The project is called Digital Citizen. So the project works in different directions, like building basic digital skills for them, teaching how to use internet to make income, how to do business, and how to make some product. Because you know, every remote village has some production of interesting things like homemade souvenirs, or they make their local food. They have, for example, in Batken region, they have very cool, tasty, delicious dish with the apricot, and so every community has such things in their land, and which we want to encourage them to start selling it online and delivering it to the other public. So in the prospect of this project, which our team travels to the remotest places in Kyrgyzstan, and we conduct trainings for the people in how to use the media, how can you employ such tools as Airbnb, Booking.com to attract tourists, because you know your place, your homeland, your town is very beautiful, and someone from Europe would like to visit the place, and to attract that person, you have to present it online. And also we are so this is one part of the thing, and the other project is we are translating and using already products from GSMA Foundation. Now it's in the process of translation into Kyrgyz. It will be digital or printed books, and we will distribute it to the remote communities, so the local people can learn and have a guidebook how to use modern technologies for their good. Besides that, we try to distribute a series of podcasts, webinars, through Telegram chats and WhatsApp chats, so they listen and learn and get insights about modern technology, modern trends in the digital sphere. The emphasis is that all the content is in Kyrgyz language. So besides that, the other thing is that we noticed rural population often gets troubles with the cyber security and cyber hygiene in this matter, because there's a lot of phishing and a lot of scammers online. In that prospect, we also launched separate projects. So we distribute tiny guides and tiny materials, and also we have online call center. So in any case, any cyber accident happens, a person can address us and get some instructions how to solve their problem. Like there are often times when their accounts get stolen, or when their mobile banking get stolen, when someone tricks a senior person to give their credit card details. So this is in prospect of that. And also in the beginning of community networks, we had very much high amount of schools that didn't have internet connection, but we wanted the children to have digital books or digital content at their disposal. But of course, we can't connect all the schools at once, like 100 schools or 120. So to solve that problem, we came up with the idea to put all that content in a hard drive, like 2 terabytes or 4 terabytes hard drive, and we used open source tools to make a digital library, which so this box has a built-in microcomputer like Raspberry Pi or other microcomputers, and it distributes Wi-Fi on the local scale, and then children can connect, download the app, and then start getting the stored content. They can listen to audiobooks that are inside. They can access offline versions of Wikipedia, the Han Academy. Also, we are every year updating and adding new content and removing old or irrelevant things. So it was also a very successful project. We could distribute it to over 120 schools all over the country. So this was our aim to do this. So after all this, I just want to share little stories of local people that gave their interviews and shared their opinion. So this woman, I tried. It was very hard to convince her to give an interview for me, because in the rural places, the customs and they often women are not public. With men you can talk about whatever, but women are not public and they are shy. And when we talk with this woman, she tells us that being very far away from the city center or any nearest shop, she wants to buy some sweets for her kids, or she wants to get news. And in order to contact someone in the city center, or to contact her relatives, she has to write a paper like in the 18th century. So she sits, writes the paper and sends it to with someone who is going, by the way. And it takes 1 to 2 weeks to get an answer. And also she told that she doesn't like when person writes very short messages. She likes when it's in literary, it has many words. So this woman likes reading books. So this is her story. This one was also, I showed it yesterday, but we were very happy that local girls started gathering and having access to the internet, and they started arranging their little groups. And before we launched the internet, before the internet started at the place, we didn't see single woman, single girl walking in the street or going anywhere. And apparently, when they heard that internet started working, everyone gathered, and we were happy in their heart. When we were building the internet at the place, the only road that could fit a car was washed away by the river. And this city, the head of the town, is very happy that even if we don't have access to the road, we can go to the city for a while. Still, we have a connection, and we can call anybody, or we can contact our children abroad. And 1 hour after the internet was launched at the location, this person recorded an address to the president of the country, and they sent it. And everybody in the a lot of people in the country were very surprised, because how these people are sending us the information even without having an internet. This person was happy to call his son from in the United States, and he also shared us a lot of thoughts and was very happy to have an internet. So this is how we are addressing our communities. Besides, even if they are not in our community networks, still we care about our people in the mountains, in the rural areas. Every day we monitor the situation there, try to get the trends there, and make addressed specific measures to resolve their pain, and make sure that they stay in line with the major trends and be happy and do not fall off from the world news. Thank you.
So I think it was very interesting to see how, of course, we want to bring connectivity to these people, but it's not about watching the videos of the cats online. It's about really understanding what is the value that they can extract out of the internet, business opportunity, education, communication, like you showed about this man. And I also like the issue of the local language, content in local language, because of course it's meaningless if everything is in English or foreign language and they cannot understand what's going on. So thank you for all these efforts. I think it's a good lesson learned, and we should try to replicate in other places through exchanging this with other chapters. And next is George to explain your example in Greece. Please come to stage.
Good morning. May I have my presentation, please? I'm George Kleisiaris. I'm a co-founder of Sarantaporo.gr community network in Greece. It is based in Sarantaporo villages, from where I come from. My parents were born and raised in Sarantaporo. I'm a city boy. I live in Athens. But as a kid, I was spending my holidays in Sarantaporo, and I have great memories there. And as I was growing up, I went to study. I felt that I needed to strengthen again my relationships with my village, and this is how the idea of Sarantaporo.gr website back in 2010 came about. So we wanted to make a website for our village, but we didn't realize that they don't have internet connection, so that everybody can see it in the village. But first, let me show you some slides about our project. Actually, Sarantaporo.gr is a community network. It's a telecommunication infrastructure built by citizens and for citizens in rural Greece. Does this work? May I have next slide, please? Okay, that's the point. Thank you. So it is a telecommunication infrastructure that is built, owned, operated, and used by citizens in a participatory and open way. Still doesn't work. Sorry. Okay, I found it, I think. So what are the benefits of community networks? They can cover telecommunication needs in areas where commercial services are not available. And they are developed with the needs of the local community in mind. They reduce the digital divide because we are not only interested in providing internet access, but we also want to help people make the most advantage of this, to learn how to use it. And of course, they provide equal participation in the digital age because community networks have symmetrical speeds, which means you can upload and download with the same bandwidth. This is not the case in many commercial services. Community networks promote communication, cooperation, and solidarity among people. They promote voluntarism and the sharing of resources, knowledge, and expertise. Even ourselves, we're volunteers in this project. It's not a full-time job for us. And also the model of community networks. It's a model that it has reduced installation, operation, and maintenance costs. And why is that? Because people provide these services on a voluntary basis. We also see this infrastructure not only as a tool to provide internet connectivity, but we also see it as a tool for development. Because people, when have access to information and they have access to communication with all around the world, I think this helps them develop even in their everyday life and their work. And also we try to favor the development of local application, local services, and try to help people learn how to help protect themselves, to understand what kind of security issues they may have accessing the internet, and to deal with those issues. So community networks is a global movement. When we first started this project, we also didn't knew that, but through our collaboration with many people around the world, we also realized that this is not only a Greece problem, it's a global problem. And the solution to this is community networks. There are many rural areas, even in very developing countries. We realized even in the United States, or other developed countries, they have the same problem in rural areas, and the way to solve it is the same. People has to take action to solve this problem. Sarantaporo.gr started as a group of people, but we decided to found a non-profit organization, and this happened in 2013. Our vision: a vibrant, creative, solidarity, thriving Greek province that gives opportunities, incentives, and prospects to people to stay in their place of origin and develop their professional activity in a sustainable and environmentally friendly way. To reduce the digital divide and giving opportunities for the development. Our project has been awarded by the European Broadband Awards, by the global organization IEEE, who is the organization that has made the standards of Wi-Fi, and recently from Internet Society yesterday. We have many organizations that support us: Internet Society, IEEE, GRNet, many organizations, hopefully. We are a member of RIPE NCC. We have our own IPv4, IPv6 resources. And of course, we are associate partner of GRNet. GRNet is the network that connects all the universities in Greece and hospitals, and of course, some initiatives like us that we have a social impact. So how are people using the internet in a meaningful way? We want to offer digital literacy training for community members. We do that. Online chatting applications like Telegram group helped us a lot on this. Before using such an application, we were trying to communicate with them through email or through events, but people were not very familiar with email application, and we couldn't also make events very often. So the first years was very difficult for us to communicate with each other. And when we started using a Telegram application, chatting application, we realized that it helped us a lot. We start interacting in seconds with everybody. All our community networks are members of a chatting group, and even now they receive the photos we are sending them from here, and it's an interactive procedure. So we have seen that visiting doctors in the villages, they are using our community network to be able to prescribe for their patients. Students are using the internet, the community network to access educational resources and participate to remote education. This was very important during the pandemic period. Digital nomads access for remote working. We have many people now that they're visiting the village for holidays, but they stay longer than they used to do because they have internet connection and they can continue working remotely from the village. And we have seen that it also helped the local economy, because if people stay longer in the villages, they also spend longer, much. So we also support the local economies in case that if someone, a farmer, let's say, had to take his car and drive for 100 kilometers away just to visit a bank, now he can do it remotely, and he saves a lot of effort and money. And they also have access to all the government online services that are already there in the internet. We saw also that a lot of members are starting to communicate and sharing knowledge. For example, farmers, they They participate in various groups in social media, and they start getting information about their job. For example, they tell us, look, what this French guy is doing in his field. Why not try also to my to my field? It seems a good idea. Also, we have a model that we also have some access points around our community network that offers open internet access for everybody, not only our members. Of course, it is different. It has some limits because we wanted to differentiate our members from just the visitors. But we do believe that at least everybody could have access and can send an email or use a chatting application everywhere. So we have over than 120 access points around 11 villages where we have our community network, our infrastructure. And we have seen that this actually, even if a lot of people are not members, for example, they are coming only for the holidays in the villages, it's very helpful for the community. Their grandparents realize that their grandchildren are visiting them for longer than they used to do because they don't feel isolated. Before they felt that, okay, I will go to village, but what happens if I lose connection with my friends back in the city? They didn't like that. Now they want to stay 3 months in the summer in Sarantaporo and all the other villages. And they do that. So in order to train our members, we also have to be trained. So we are taking some seminars in technology, for networking technology. We have been certified for various technologies, wireless and networking. And then we share this knowledge with our community. We make working shops in our all the villages. We have our infrastructure. The first thing to tell them is we explain them how this works. What is this infrastructure is made of? Actually, it's like the internet infrastructure, but let's say in a local scale. And we try to explain what are the point-to-point links, what are the point-to-multipoint links, why you should have one antenna on your roof and another router inside your house. And when they start to realize how this works, I think they realize that internet is not just social media. Social media is an application, or the websites are applications. Internet is infrastructure, and they realize that we are building our local infrastructure in our area, and through this local infrastructure, we access the internet and all the applications on the internet and all the information. Here are some photos from the working shops where we have done in the past. The first thing that we want to learn them, one of the first things, the first is to understand the infrastructure. The second is to learn how to make an Ethernet cable. If they can make an Ethernet cable and put an antenna on the roof, we can support them remotely for everything else, even for the configuration. They can take the hardware in a working node, plugged it in, and remotely we can make all the configuration, and it's ready to set up. Here's some screenshots for the Telegram group. We see that there is a problem in a link inside the village. We spot it and we explain what they should do, and they are on site and they fix the problem very fast. And at the same time, it's a procedure to share knowledge, because when you are fixing something, you start understanding more how it works. And of course, we also celebrate. When we fix something, we're very happy and we celebrate. Of course, for us, the personal contact is very important. We're using online applications for communicating with each other, but personal contact is something we want to have, and we do. We are building the infrastructure with them in the field. And of course, we also have some community building events. We also make parties to have fun, to celebrate milestones. And we are willing to share our knowledge also to other areas. So we had a project in Jumakers, with Jumakers team is another team, a volunteering team in another mountainous area of Greece. And we helped them to start their own community network. We went there for 2 weekends. We explained them, we trained them how this works. And we installed all the hardware along with them. And it's still there and working. What are our future plans? We plan to upgrade our backhaul connectivity with fiber connection. Hopefully, we achieve that. It's one of our biggest priorities at the moment. Next would be super if we also connect our super nodes with fiber. We want to expand our infrastructure to more villages of Elasona municipality and in the fields where there is need, for example, for expansion. There are a lot of farmers around our villages, but not inside the village that are totally disconnected. So our infrastructure is very critical for them. We are also thinking to deploy an Internet of Things infrastructure to support the local economy. We have seen that a lot of new technologies that would help them in their their everyday work would help them. Of course, we want to continue to make educational activities to our members and to also have community building events. And of course, what is better than a video? Can we play the video, please? See the Olympus mountain. Sarantaporo is just opposite the Olympus mountain.
When you're surrounded by darkness, open your eyes. Look around you. It's a beautiful life. Don't waste time. Open your mind. Have no regrets. Paint the sky your favorite color. Paint the sky.
Το πρώτο που έμαθα ήταν να κάνω καλώδια. Και μετά σιγά σιγά αφού έμαθα, επειδή το ήθελα, είχα την όρεξη, γιατί χρειαζόμουν και εγώ το ίντερνετ, άρχισα λοιπόν να ενδιαφέρομαι βρούμε τους άλλους λοιπόν κομβούκους που θέλανε να έχουν ίντερνετ και έτσι σιγά σιγά πήρα και την πρωτοβουλία να ανέβαμε σε κάθε συσκευή επάνω. Και τώρα αυτή τη στιγμή έχουμε 26-27 κομβούκους στο χωριό επάνω. Πολλοί νεαροί που δεν θέλανε να έρθουν στο χωριό, επειδή όλοι θέλουν να έχουν πρόσβαση στο ίντερνετ, αλλά άλλαξε η στάση τους. Τώρα έρχονται, μένουν, μερικοί θέλουν να εργαστούν επάνω, γιατί του χρειάζονται πάρα πολύ τώρα.
Πάμε από την αρχή. Γίνονται ιστοί, μπαίνει αυτό το κουτί μέσα στο σπίτι και από εδώ τραβιέται καλωδίωση μέχρι τον ιστό, μέχρι τέρμα του ιστού. Το πηγαίνετε εκεί και δεν το κουμπώνετε πάνω στον ιστό. Θα τα ξαναμαζέψει, θα τα αφήσει κάτω για να έρθουμε να το φτιάξουμε. Και μετά θα τα δέσουμε στον ιστό.
Είμαστε μια ομάδα κτηνοτρόφων οι οποίοι θέλουμε να ασχοληθούμε λιγάκι με το ίντερνετ, γιατί εδώ δεν υπάρχει δίκτυο. Γνωρίσαμε τα παιδιά του Sarantaporo, ακούσαμε ότι κάτι γίνεται και ήρθαμε σε επαφή μαζί τους και προσπαθούμε να στήσουμε ένα σύστημα δίκτυο με το Sarantaporo.gr. Είμαστε γύρω στις 107 κτηνοτροφικές μονάδες, από τις οποίες οι 25 τώρα θα μπουν στο δίκτυο, μετά θα κουμπώσουν και οι υπόλοιποι. Και είναι πολλές οι βοήθειες που θα δούμε από το ίντερνετ. Όταν είναι η περίοδο που έχουμε τις γένες, πρέπει να είσαι 24 ώρες εδώ. Ενώ με τις κάμερες μπορείς να παρακολουθείς και να έρχεσαι όταν χρειάζεται. Και για θέματα ασφαλείας φυσικά, γιατί πολλά γίνονται.
Paint the sky.
One thing I would also like to say is that we do this because we want to help our hometown, our villages, and we see it as a hobby. If you don't see it as a hobby, if you don't have passion about it, probably you won't do it because it needs a lot of effort, a lot of time. And of course, we have the support from our families. My wife really support me on that because otherwise I would get divorced. I spend a lot of time on this project, and it's a volunteering work, but I think it has a lot of value. If you have passion about it, it has value.
Thank you, George, for all this information. I think the way you finish is what really makes the difference, that you do something that is bringing good to the people, and you do it with passion, and this is the key. Now I want to give the floor to Adrian, who is the co-leader of our efforts at the Internet Society on community networks. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, David. Okay. I think you will all agree the passion from not only George, but also Halil, Ibrahim, and Ucha indeed came through from the presentations and the remarks. So it's a really lovely thing, you know, when people who want to do, you know, something to grow the internet in their own local communities can do that. And at the Internet Society, we love to see that. We want to empower more people, more leaders like yourselves, so that, you know, more places around the world can enjoy the benefits of the internet. So that's what we're trying to do. In this presentation, I'll take about 10 minutes or so to go through how we're trying to support leaders like these. Any questions, feel free to ask me anytime. So if you don't know about us, we were founded in 1992 by the creators of the internet as a global nonprofit organization. If you don't know about us, you know, this is a good place to start. We believe the internet is for everyone. That includes people who now, you know, yet don't have access yet, living in, you know, remote rural villages, and people also. And the internet is also for everyone because, you know, it's not only about access, it's also about having a secure, trustworthy internet that we all should have. I see someone taking a picture of this. Did you want this again? Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. I don't feel I need to spend too much time on this because we've been talking about this for a long time. But we know a lot of people, you know, by the ITU use count, about, you know, 2.7 billion people are still offline around the world. And if basically all those connected so far, most of them, not all, have been connected through traditional or conventional models like the telcos, ISPs, mobile operators, which is fair to say that if we don't do anything new or innovative, the rest may never be connected, right? So, because the businesses may never find a good business case to operate in these places. So that there's an urgency to this, that we need to do something to fix this. So what we do, we try and support community networks by doing a couple of things. We can start with the one on the right, deployment, which is to support the building itself of community networks by giving grants and working with them to work out technical operations and training. We have done you know, hundreds of them over the years, and we have an aim to do 30 this year. We're still working on that goal. So if you know of any interested communities, feel free to get in touch. We're happy to share more information. We also work on, as I said, training them. I'll spend a bit more time on training in a moment, because the Internet Society does have a few free online courses for people to learn how to do basic networking, so that you can make use of them if needed. Policy, which is to say, we try to create a more enabling or better policy or regulatory environment, so that community networks like all those we've heard about today can operate without legal issues, without getting into trouble, and to have the certainty that they can set up masts or towers in certain places to make processes like that as easy as possible. And since we're talking about community networks, the core is really to build and empower the community and to let them understand that this is your network. We're here to help, but ultimately, it is here to satisfy your needs. We talked a bit about this yesterday. You might have heard about the Partner to Connect coalition. So it's something run by the ITU. So Juan, our colleague Juan talked a bit about this yesterday, and we call it a P2C coalition. Basically, the ITU is trying to encourage organizations, companies, public or private sectors to come together and pledge to make progress, to connect the unconnected around the world. By pledging, they mean they make projections, promises, or intentions, right? So that has a huge focus on safe and affordable access by 2030. We joined that last year. We made 2 pledges as part of this coalition. The first is that by 2025, we pledge to support 100 complementary connectivity solutions. Obviously, that includes community networks, right? The second pledge is that we pledge to train 10,000 people to build and maintain internet infrastructure. These are quite ambitious numbers. So we're still working on them, and we'll need help reaching these targets. We'll appreciate any support from community members in Armenia and elsewhere to work together. I'll give you a recent example of a community network that we supported. This began last year in 2022 in Nepal, in the Everest region. So as you can see, this is a beautiful place in the Everest region. A lot of climbers go there to climb mountains, right? The Everest mountains. But this is slightly out of the way, so not the most touristy spots. But there are 2 communities that we've worked in and have now connected to the internet. But it all started when a local entrepreneur, his name is Chapal, he gathered the community together to build the internet connection on their own. That came with support from us. That began with a wireless network, and we helped with some technological and infrastructure costs. So as you can imagine, the terrain and this is like really high altitude. As you can imagine, it's up in the mountains. So we call it. We can safely say it is the highest community network we've supported. A few more pictures here from the example in Nepal. From that first phase of support, we're working on the second phase. From that first phase, we've seen already improved learning, resources, and economic opportunities. like like pupils going to learn at school, like Chapel, the local entrepreneur we talked about. He's planning to run a homestay business to drive local tourism. So Chapel, if you are not familiar with the climbing scene, he's a Sherpa, so he helps climbers navigate the mountains. So that makes sense for him to run a homestay business to accommodate travelers, climbers, and to experience the local culture in the two communities called Kunde and Kumjong. So on this, my final point is we are still raising funds for this project to give them broadband internet. Still working on them really hard. The goal is to raise $100,000 for us to do that. We have not reached that goal yet. We're still working on them. So so we'll appreciate any leads or interest, so we can work together. Not only on fundraising, but if you want to know more about it, happy to share anytime.
How many the population is there in order?
Around, so the two communities combined, more than 200 households, more than 200 families. So at least 500 to 600 people. Yeah.
And what is the nearest broadband access? It means it looks so far away in the mountains in Nepal. So I guess the farthest it's very far.
Yeah. So the broadband we're talking about is about 10 km, 10 kilometers in length. But then it doesn't sound so long, so far, but 10, to the nearest point of presence.
It's very close.
Yeah, but it comes with a lot of challenges. Not just getting to the point of presence, but also for the local access area, that is a completely different phase of the work. Yeah, we talked about training just now. I think our final point is that we plan to train 10,000 people by 2025 to build networks. So we're still working on them. We do offer a couple of online courses in English, French, and Spanish on our website. So if you're interested, please check out our website. Like the first one, the designing and deploying computer networks, DDCN, is a really popular course if you want to learn about the fundamentals of computer networking and the rest. But since we're here, let's talk about the last one here, the Community Networks Readiness Assessment course. This is a new course we launched last year to accompany a report that we launched, and it is to help community partners like many of you here to decide whether a community is ready to build a CN and what are the steps to do that. So it goes into great detail about what are the steps you should take. For instance, the first is not to buy any equipment. The first is to first know about the community that you're trying to support and what the needs are, what the interests and use cases are for the internet, and then we can decide like what kind of technology, what kind of funding model, what kind of income generation we should think about. So this is a good resource. We highly recommend it to everyone. Yeah, we also provide other courses like internet security, internet exchange points. So all of them, some of them are self-paced so that you can take it in your own time. They're not moderated, but some of them are moderated. So be sure to check out our website and look out for the appropriate application windows. If you need the link, I'm happy to share them with you later. Well, one last thing is well, I'm not here to tell you like why work with the Internet Society, because we obviously are doing that already here. But I just want to say, we're working with more than 130 chapters and special interest groups around the world, including a very good one here in Armenia. So we're really lucky to have that. We have a growing community of interested people who believe in the mission that the internet is for everyone, to join our mission to do something together, to grow and strengthen the internet. And yeah, and I just want to say you're really lucky to have you here with us so far, and happy to answer any questions and say hello in person later. Thank you.
So, thank you, Adrian. We see this repeating pattern of people putting up masts and then people being trained on the how to use them and making sustainable projects. As Adrian mentioned, we are looking for funds. So any lead or any opportunity that you can identify would be very much welcome, because these projects, they all require a lot of effort. The Internet Society, we are about 250 employees around the world. And we are very much relying on the volunteering of our community, the chapters, the work that the chapters do. As I did mention, the chapter here in Armenia is especially active. So thanks again. And yeah, before closing, Ucha wants to come back with a video of the community network he has helped support. And with that video, we will close this workshop, and we will continue the agenda. Please, the video.
ჩვენი ანძა რომელიც ფარავს ამღაც ახიოს და ასე უნდა შევიდეს ხო პუნქტებთან კიდე გადადასახლებული პუნქტების ზუსტად რამდენ მეტრზე ვართ 2660 აი ესე დავჭიმოთ აი ეს
ესაა პლუსი. მოჩაღები ხარ?
როგორ ტენიდა? ჩემი ბრალია, ჩემი. და კაცი მე და მეორე არიქ სიჩქარე რამდენიც მოდის ახლა ამ ლინკზე ამ შემთხვევაში არის 23 ცოტა ქვემოთ
უნდა შეტრიალება გადა
ცოტა მარჯვნივ ეს დაფარავს ჭიმღას ლიპიტერით ამღას და ახიას უკვე ხედავს და დაფარავს და ასევე ტანიეს და ტენღას ხეობებს ეს არის ის დაიფარება ეს ლოკაცია ანუ ზეთუკაცა
ესე ვაბა ეხლა Didem moxta gaga. Kozi da var. Kseli var.
Eleni mi unia modi xaro demtaze xaro. Ara mi utkhay ramtazi ar xotsi var. Ar jerav saravis ro ველაპარაკები არ ხოთიდან ყველას გონია წამოვედი უკვე და გზაში ვარ. ბირჟა არ ხოთის.
ბედნიერები ვართ, არ ხოთინები და ყველას მადლობას უხდით. აი ეს ბედნიერება ჩვენთან ერთად ვინც გაიზიარებს, ყველას გაუმარჯოს რა მადლობა. ყველას ფარავდეს შუხარი. მადლობა დიდება.
აქეთ უნდა წარმოვიყვანოთ რა, ეგ ამერჩავარია. გაგასეკნები.
აია.
83. ო, ზავო კიდე აბა, ცოტა. ეხლა
ვერდაი ჩვენ რო აქ დახრაგი თავს. მშვიდობა ერთმა მშვიდობა მოგწოს ყოველთვის. აი ვედედა. გზა ჩაკეტილი მოგეშაშ მოვიდი ზაიდან თელაზამთარ და თელაზამხურ გზა გქონი. მეოთხე თვე რო აქ მოვედი, მაშინ წინა დღეს ვესაუბრლელას. ანდა მე წამოვედი აქისკედა და მე მრავალ. გზაკი მარემც რო კარგიას რო გზაიას და მაშინები მოძრავ და ჩემთვის ტელეფონი ყველაზე კარგი. კიდე მაშინა მიმოძრავს მე ვერ წავლა ქედან იქიდან ვეღარ წამოვალ და ტელეფონს სახში რო იქნების როც კიდე გავიგებ ჩემიანების იმას ძმისშვილებიც იქ მყონ შვილები დადიშვილის ყველა იქ მყობარში აქ არავინ აქ არ მადიოდა არავინ არო იქ ტელეფონ არასაოდა თან გზა არასავ ვერტალიოტის იმედს უკვე ნიცაზღვარზე რომ მადიოდეს აიცულებოდ მესაზღვრებ იმას სარგებლობდით აქიდან მივდიოდით მოვდიოდით სხვა არაფერ არ იყო არ ხოთ ადრე ყოფილიყო არა აქ სანამდე ხალხი ყვა და ბევრ რამე კარგ ჩაიწერებო მსოფლიდან მაგრამ არ იყო არაფერ არ ხოთ ქვიც ნახი კარგად ლელო.
რას მოესწარით, ჰა?
ჩის გვერდი ვზიო თავის საწოლზე იქ გელაპარაკებ ლელა როგორ ხარ როგორ?
როგორ მინდა ფეჩის გვერდზე მე?
როგორ ხარ?
კარგად, შენ როგორ ხარ?
კარგა მეც ახლა რაღა მიჭირს ახლა.
რა იყო, ხوار მიფეჩავდი დე?
არა ის რა ორი.
ეხლა ყოველ დღე დაგირეკა, ყოველ დღე დაგელაპარაკები.
ეხლა აღარ მიჭირს.
აბა ეხლა ცრემლების გარეშე.
როდის გულავ ჩემასვლა?
10 სექტემბრისთვის უნდა ვიყო მან და ალბათ 15-მდე გადმოვალ არხოცში. ჩამოგივა ახლა მზარეული.
დოხს აპირებს გიგი. ბიძაის დოხს. ლოდის დოღებასაც აპირებს. ლოდსავა დოღებაო და
გაიდე, ხაჭუ გააგზელებს შევოს და 11-ში მანდაო. ჩემი რაც მთაში წავიდო და ალბათ დაახლოებით აპრილის დასაწყისებიდან დეკემბრის დასაწყისამდე ჩემთან კონტაქტს ვერ ვახერხებდი, რაც ჩემთვის ძალიან რთული იყო. დედასთან არ შეგეძლოს ლაპარაკი თვეების მანძილზე და ისაც გქონდეს გამოზომილი რაღაცა ის 2-3 თვე ძალიან რთულია. შეუძლებელია და ვიღაცისთვის დაუჯერებელია.
აბა კარგა, კოცნი გეფერებ.
ვიცი და აღარ დავიგარგე.
აღარ. ეხლა იმედი უკვე.
So it took us a few minutes away from the agenda, from the schedule, but I think it was worth the video, full of beauty. And thank you, Ucha. I think it reflects very clearly the challenges of the hobby, right? Going in the helicopter just to adjust the antennas and install the equipment. Yeah, thank you for bringing all these views and for bringing all these experiences. I think it was a good start of the session today. Yeah, with this we close this roundtable and we continue with the agenda. I don't know, we have a coffee break now. Okay, half an hour, or we cut it to 20 minutes so that we can. Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you.